From?
I was just dropping off my friend because I'm the DUI tonight.
Do you mean to say the DD? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, this driver says the quiet part out loud when he was pulled over by police in Southern California on suspicion of driving under the influence. He admitted he had a beer and some champagne, and Murrieta police pulled the suspect over after he appeared to be swerving on the road just after midnight on New Year's Day. The driver then struggled to complete a field sobriety test and was arrested. All right, do you remember this little monkey right here? The CHP rescued her earlier this week during a traffic stop in the Central Valley. Primates are illegal to own as pets in California, and this female spider monkey is now safe and sound at the Oakland Zoo. And we wanted to learn a little bit more about her care, so we're joined live now with Colleen Kingsley, the Vice President of Animal Care at the Oakland Zoo. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So spider monkeys are exotic animals. People are not supposed to have them as pets. How old do you think this little girl is? And also, what's her health condition like? Because she looked to me, I don't know that much about spider monkeys, but she looked really skinny.
Extremely. We think maybe about 5 months old, but it's very difficult to tell. She was very recently taken from her mother. In all likelihood, her mother was shot along with other family members in an attempt to get this baby to sell her into the pet trade or those that use these wild animals on social media to make money. And she's very thin. She's very weak. We're very concerned about her health and well-being and how she'll do, because she is such a vulnerable animal at this stage just because of her age, and she should be with her mother. Mm-hmm. She would be with her mother for 2 years nursing, and now we're trying to supplement formula. And so it's a very touch and go situation, but right now she's relatively stable. But we're very concerned about her physical and her emotional well-being.
And what's the care for her like? What are you doing to sort of nurse her back to health?
Yeah, it's very intensive care. Our hospital team, our veterinarians, and our animal care team have already put many hours into caring for her. She needs to be fed around the clock, and she also needs people to spend time with her, because at this point, unfortunately, we're her only social opportunity. So we're working with the American Zoo Association's Wildlife Conservation Network to try to find some place where she can be in a social situation, where she can be with other monkeys once we are confident that she is well enough. But right now she's very time intensive, and we're working very hard to try to help her make it.
And do you have any idea where she came from? I know she was found in this traffic stop in the Central Valley, but how she might have gotten there, is that something you guys look into?
I'm sure it's a very long story. I mean, it's not the work that we do at the Oakland Zoo, but we know these Mexican spider monkeys are one of the most highly trafficked wild animals that we experience. And they are most often, this is a highly endangered species, and they, like I said, the families are shot, the mothers are shot, they're way high up in the trees, and then the poachers take the little babies and they sell them if they survive. Many of them died just through the process, falling out of the trees, not getting the proper nutrition. As you mentioned, this baby is emaciated. Mm-hmm. She's very, very thin. We had to be very careful in the initial hours, just giving her small amounts of food so that she would not get something called the refeeding syndrome, which can cause a complete shutdown of vital organs. But it's a critical situation and very, very sad. We're happy we can help and proud that we're able to do this work, but it's just so unfortunate that there's a demand for these animals, and that's what we urge people to understand. Wild animals should never be pets. If you see a picture of a person holding a baby wild animal, in all likelihood, the mother has suffered, if not been killed, and the baby is suffering, because babies need to be with their mothers. This infant should be carried by her mother, with her mother 24 hours a day for 2 years.
Yeah, I can hear in your voice, and also knowing about the care that you're doing, that this is heartbreaking for you to see someone taking a baby away from its mother, an exotic animal that should be out in the wild, driving around in the car, in a backseat of an expensive luxury car with drugs allegedly in the back of it. And
Right.
you're going to give it the right care that it needs and nurse her back to health. And where will she go once she's, able to be, healthy again?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, hopefully she survives all of her physical trauma, and then it's going to be very challenging to try to get her into the right social situation. If she were with her mother in the wild, she'd be surrounded by family members and she would be with them for the rest of her life. But now we have to try to figure out a situation with the American Zoo Association of a good place where there's other young spider monkeys that might be willing to develop a relationship with her. But, spider monkeys do not normally, become friends with strangers. They grow up in a family and they stay in that family. And so it's a difficult situation. And I mean, her life will never be the same. It will never be what it should have been. And, really, we just urge people to pay close attention to these things and not share, social media that shows wild animals in diapers and baby clothes. Most often those animals are suffering and paying the price.
Well, Colleen, thank you for joining us here so we can hear about how this spider monkey's doing. Let us know how her recovery process is going.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you so much.